The Lexington Minutemen has found its identity running off 6 wins in a row, which includes victories over Ontario at home and at Colonel Crawford after starting the season 0-2.
Just getting everybody healthy, I think, was the first thing. And then just, every day in practice, I think we're getting a little bit better, playing together. When you bring guys from JV, you've got a mixture of guys that played some varsity. Some guys played freshman basketball last year. Some guys played 8th grade basketball last year. So just that getting together and practice more and more every day, I think, kind of helps us a little bit with that chemistry. That's a big thing for me. But then, of course, being able to go out and, talk to these guys about what we need from them, define their roles a little bit, the more I get used to them as well, has helped us a little bit.
Senior leadership has been a big contributor to their success as they have found their roles while helping lead the team.
Well, I think our senior leadership has improved over the season so far. There's no doubt about it. And a lot of those guys have never been in those roles before. Caden Berry is probably the guy that had the most varsity experience last year, and he probably averaged about 11 minutes and was not a starter. So those guys have basically had to step in, learn their roles and what they're doing, and then also try to help the younger guys coming along. I think that's been a big part of our growth is how they've developed in a short period of time.
The Minutemen face another tough test on Saturday as they welcome in Upper Sandusky before going back to OCC action to face Mansfield Senior next Friday.
Well, I think when you look at Upper Sandusky, the first thing you notice is a matchup problem. We're more of a traditional team with a 2 out or 2 in, 3 out post play, and they really have. On some nights you can consider them to be 5 guards. So the matchup problem is what we've got to look at on the defensive side, but we also know that if we can, match up with them defensively, then they, of course, got to put a couple of their guards, if you will, to guard our post players. But their height is 6'2", 6'3", right across the board, in the starting lineup, that is. And they're physical, they're athletic, extremely athletic, and very seasoned. The Vent, young kid, played a lot of ball. McCreary's played a lot of ball. Montgomery Sowers came off the bench a ton last year and played a lot of minutes. And then they bring a couple of bigs off the bench that are very solid for them. So I think the matchup is what we're going to have to work on initially. But then when you look at their games, just their pressure, their activity, how they can get the ball out of the net off a score and get it up the floor for a quick shot in about 4 seconds. Not once, but all game long, So that's something that we're going to have to try to address and deal with. And it's really not something that we've seen up until this point. But I think it may, if we can work on that, if we can handle it the best that we can, that'll help us going into Mansfield. Because another up-tempo team likes to pressure you quite a bit for 32 minutes and likes to get those quick shots off, quick scores is what they rely on. So I think those 2 games being back-to-back kind of help us a little bit.
For WMFD Sports, I'm Travis Berardi.